Greetings, fellow foundry workers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story. Episode 91, First Batch of Steel. What I am working on right at the start, as you can see above my head, is I am working on the first batch of steel. In order to do that, I need at least 16 iron ingots. You can't start a batch of steel until the refractory coffin is loaded with 16 ingots. I would like, honestly, 20 at least ingots, because I also want to make one more coke door. So I need to process the blooms that we've got, hammering them out into ingots. But once the steel making process is done, once we fire up the refractory oven, I can take on other tasks, because it does take a long time for the refractory furnace to actually carbonize or carburize or whatever it's called the steel. It is not a short process, so we can take on other tasks. So this is pretty straightforward, just heating up the blooms and slamming them. And I do have the two lids here, so I can close the lid when we're done. So just making iron. I also have additional blooms fired up in the bloomeries. So we will pretty soon have even more blooms ready to go. And the blooms coming out of the bloomeries will be heated. You know, they'll be hot because they'll be fresh, meaning that it will be a little bit easier to go put them through the health hammer. Did I forget if I had food ready or not. Yes, 1 serving of invisible soybean. Oh, you know what? Actually, I have a serving on me right now too. It's just made of soybeans and is subsequently invisible. But I'll take some extra food on me because I don't really need the inventory space. You can go back. All right, back to the forge. That doesn't look hot enough. I mean, it might just be hot enough, but I think the workable temperature is like 720 or something like that. So, want it a little bit hotter. And for now, I will just store the ingots on me. I could, because it doesn't really matter the temperature of the iron once you stick it into the refractory furnace. Hot ingots, cold ingots makes no difference. I could add a quenching bucket up here. I mean, that has been a recurring thought. I think I'll do that. I'll just have to do it really quickly so that the ingots are moving. But yeah, a quenching bucket would be kind of nice. And fortunately, I think we are blessed with some high wind. So we are able to hammer out the ingots a little bit faster. So if I wanted a quenching bucket, I'll make it out of like granite, perhaps. Maybe I'll put it here. Yeah, I'm gonna put it here. I probably want to pick up slabs as well. Come on, Mr. Ingot. Finish up. I don't really have any crucible metals available. That was another thing, is like maybe I could just run crucible. I mean, I could make lead. Yeah, maybe once I am done with the quenching area, I will try to make some lead ingots, because I can make leaded windows that way. So I think this pathing block's go in there, and then I should have slabs. Perfecto. Precisely. Oh, I didn't put that away. Precisely what I wanted. A lot of little micromanagement. What? That's how I roll. Okay, forge is out again. It's too bad I don't have like a longer burning. I hope that's hot enough. Alright, let's fix up what I have over there. I need a hammer and a chisel. Just slimming down the sides. Oops. I think you can kind of see how this is going to go. As a quenching area. Quite ready. Not quite ready. I could also have steps up to it or something like that. You can refine the design when I am not rushed. It's interesting. Oh, go. Soon I'm going to have to start using charcoal rather than lignite, because I will be out of lignite soon. But we can always make more charcoal. Go on a tree cutting run. Wasn't letting me put oops, chunks there. Oh, there we go. Yep, that'll work. And I can have those like sort of tiered stairs be in every direction so that it looks a little bit more intentional. I like it. I actually really like the design. Man, if only I had 4 hands, right? Rather than 2. It'd be a lot easier. Okay, that looks like it's ready for some water, I think. So I can hang that up, don't need that. Hang my old hammer up. That's not how to bucket. I will fix that, later. There we go. I'm very inaccurate with my buckets, clearly. The good news is we can quench. Oops. Did not mean to put 2. Let's see if my slabs can fix this. I think what we would need to do is to remove this. I need like a whole block. Put there. Here, borrow this one. Alright. That'll work. And now there's not like a source of water there, so with the stairs back, it should be fine. Alrighty. So these iron ingots are, I mean, they're like boiling temperature. They're not fully quenched. Wind kind of slowing down a little bit. But now they're fully quenched, and that will make it a lot easier, won't it? I must say, it is extraordinarily difficult to try to figure out. I made you real hot. What of my bowls are empty and what are not empty? They look the same. I would say the only critique to this is like I pick the items back up unintentionally often. But there we go. There's another one. So we're up to 8 of the 16. We're about halfway to having the iron ingots that I need. Not too bad. Not too shabby. So if we take a look at the leaded windows, because I have talked them up. The leaded windows are essentially a glass block, boards, and a lead ingot. I mentioned that because we do have some lead here. So we can make 3 ingots of... why did I do it like that? Yeah. So that's another sort of side project that I could do. Just to at least show you what the lead windows will look like. But I'm going to want to preheat that with peat. I mean, I know I could be helping the Health Hammer and like doing some of the hammering myself. But I fear I'd screw it up. Because like the Health Hammer will never mess up. Actually, lead melts at really low temps. I could just do peat with this one. I forgot about its super low melting temperature. I'm so used to crucibling tin bronze or copper that it's processing off of peat. Works for me. Even wood is just fine. Yeah, exactly. It ain't fussy. Thank you, Wind. Wind is picking back up. Much appreciated, Mr. Wind. I'm gonna get maybe one more peat block. Let's make it 2. Peat's cheap. Make sure that that keeps processing. Chop wood as I wait for the metal to heat up. Okay. How am I gonna get to a tree and back before, yeah. No, I'm gonna disagree with you there. There ain't nowhere to cut down trees between time. Yeah, I don't think that last peat block will be necessary. Even if there was a few trees, like, immediately adjacent to my base, the cost of delaying the iron process is a greater deficit than the added, materials that I might pick up in the meantime. Basically, I'm way more likely to waste more fuel by walking away from this process than I would to gain fuel by, like, running out with an axe to try to chop down a tree quickly. Alright, we're moving on to charcoal. So I'm going to need 168 total charcoal for the process of creating steel, but I don't need all of it up front, so I can get the charcoal later. Now let's put the bucket back and the peat block back. So, like, yeah, running around my immediate base is fine, but, like, leaving the base would be probably not a good idea, as I'm not likely to be productive by walking away from processing. Like, for instance, even me just going downstairs to put the bucket away, this iron bloom got way hotter than what was necessary to even hammer it out. So, we got 3 ingots of lead, and that will give 6 to 12 windows. Not bad. I can at least demo what they look like. Maybe put them in the kitchen, because the kitchen is, I would say, like, the place that might benefit the most from something pretty. And then I did mention wanting another coke door. I don't need one exactly, but it would be really nice to have coke doors on either side of this setup. Also, need more copper lanterns because it's not ready yet. Because the copper lantern that I own is here to illuminate the bottom of this, so nothing spawns. And then I'll probably want another copper lantern up here, possibly 2, to illuminate the top part of the furnace, so that it isn't a spot that drifters could spawn. Check the sheeps. Or sheep, but yes. They're fine. We got food. A little bit of food, not a lot. I'm running low on grain. And they're still pregnant. Ooh, I didn't have anything there. Yeah, I didn't mean to empty that, obviously. Maybe I can top up their food while, whoops. Haste makes waste. Top up their food while I'm bulletin about the base. This is the last of my flax grain. I'm just gonna eat. I won't eat it. Then some rye grain. How much longer is winter? It is currently January 8th. It's hard to say precisely, only because the duration, there's no duration of winter. It depends on your elevation, your latitude. It's not necessarily dependent, like, no, I'm at 47 degrees north, so winter ends when it gets warm out, not at a specified date, if that makes sense. So we're up to 12, and what I'm probably going to want to do is start the process at 16. So stop hammering out iron for a bit. Oh no, I'm at 14. So that's 15 and this is 16. Cool. We're way, way close. And the bloomeries are done. So we have 24 more iron blooms too. So I'll have 40 spare iron ingots that obviously, and I think, yeah, we have tons of extra hematite nuggets, so it's really, we're not hurting for iron. So I'm going to leave that forge. Maybe I'll try to figure out something to make out of a meteoric. What could I use at a meteoric? Maybe a meteoric axe. I have an iron axe, but it's like partial. Oh, you know what? I had iron ingots in my inventory there. I forgot about that. You know what I'll do? I am gonna make that coke door, actually. I'll make the meteoric axe. But I did mention wanting the coke door. And all I would need to do is to be able to get that real quick is to get up to 20. And I'm going to say it's worth it for me. So here's all I need for that. So this axe will have to wait till everything else is done. I'm going to heat up the iron here. Probably put 2 charcoal in there so that I can make a lovely coke door. It actually does seem light enough to block spawns around here. I mean, I don't have the mod to show me where they spawn at the moment, but I have a feeling like it looks bright enough. You did the multi-ingot thing? Yeah, I know that the forges can go up to 4. It's just, I generally can't process the ingots before they cool down, so there's not much point in bringing them up to 4. If I had more Hellhammers to multi-slam and like bigger sails, you know, a forge of 4 would make more sense. but that is not the case for me normally. Am I going to play in scaffolding? Not immediately, no. The next thing I work on is going to be voted on. Oh, and my polling works again. So I will have to tab out and set up the new polling in a minute. Okay, cool. I have it all typed up. Perfect. Alright, I didn't want the health hammer to be in my way. So here's the 2 plates. Will also require a hammer. That is a very aesthetically pleasing glow, I must say. Definitely easier to make these out of plates. Alright, that one is about a bajillion temperature. I did mention wanting to make a meteoric iron axe, because we're going to need to make more charcoal if we want to actually have the fuel to make steel. Well, there we go. It actually, well, there's one little improvement that I might make to that, but I'm going to wait until I make my axe. You don't know how I can tell what I'm working on? So, I will try to explain when I make this. So I'm picking the axe blade, and then the green voxel areas are where it wants material, and then the black voxel areas are where it does not want material. And then if there's not green or black, it means it's correct. Cheers. If I have an extra axe, that's okay. Charcoal is something I'm gonna regularly want, I think. Now, at some point, if this series continues a long time, you are able to use linen, sulfur, and saltpeter to make mining bombs, essentially. Which is something I haven't done because I've been using my linen for other things, and not for essentially bombing mining nodes. But that is something that you can do much, later on once you have tons of linen. It's one of those situations where, like, you can never have enough flax. So, yeah. So we have recently dug up all of our charcoal. And we have a... that shouldn't be there. We have... Oh, no, actually, that should be there. That is part of our charcoal burner. I mentioned that because we are going to need to make some more once it comes time to keeping the lovely charcoal burner here going. Also wanted to make one tiny little change with the chisel here. It might say... Oh, guess it didn't. That's... Well, what wasn't that? No, I'm too short. Okay, I'll do it this way. I wanted to make like a top rail. Because I think it looks nicer. It will have to float. Like, you can't extend it into the next voxel tile. But the top rail, I think, looks better. Yeah, so there's my little charcoal, where we stack up all the charcoal so that we can process the steel, or process the iron into steel. So it's time. All right, let's grab tons of charcoal. So down here, you put cave art. Not what I meant to do. You, what is going on here? Okay, I do have 2 stacks. Oops. Well, I'm messing this up badly. We'll start up top. That makes more sense. So, once you have the entire furnace built, what I will do is to double check. I just did left shift, right click, and yeah, this is all in place. If it wasn't, it would tell me. So I'll prove that here by removing a piece. And it says structure is not complete, 1 block is missing. Okay. And structure is complete now. So we start off by layering charcoal into the coffin section. And then putting our iron ingots. And then another layer of charcoal, another layer of iron ingots, charcoal, ingots, charcoal, ingots, and charcoal. So that is how to load it up. It will not start if you, yeah, you're right, the coke door is taking up room. I'll have to fix that. It won't start until it's completely full, so you can't do a partial process. It has to be a full process. I also have to nudge these, oops, that's not what I meant to destroy. I have to move the charcoal doors so they're not in the way. The coke oven door. So they need to be on a block in front. Which is fine. So I'm going to grab slabs and add like a tiny lip here so I can place it down. And then after that, we'll line the bottom full of charcoal and set it, add the lid and set it on fire. That's the long and short of it. Did I have it? Yeah, I did have an extra axe. Well, no, I just have another one. Can I not place them against the ceiling? Good question. Well, not there. Let me try that again. Doesn't want me to. Well, it's weird. Like, you can place them against the ceiling, but like, apparently... Well, hang on, let me move the lantern. Maybe that's part of the problem. Oh. Well, that just opens backwards, though. So I could, maybe... But it would open backwards? There might be a way to do it, but out of frustration, I'll probably end up just adding the slabs. Plus, it will look nicer to not be a lip. So I'm going to want to get my chisel to chisel this out. Oh, what the heck? Come on now. Oh, is it, Alright, let me grab the chisel. The hammer. I mean, technically it would work like that, but it wouldn't look right. And yeah, it is dark in here when I'm not holding the lantern. There we go. Oh, it's backwards again. And that is inset incorrectly. It's possible that I could wrench it. Let me grab 2 more full-size blocks to insert them into where the charcoal will be, so that the door won't take up room. But I can also make a wrench if need be, if it turns, if this nonsense continues. So that's where the charcoal is going to go. And that's where the door wants to be. You know, Coke door? I will be fine with it being backwards. I don't really care. It doesn't. It's aesthetic. All I really care about is getting the process started. So let's just do that. And I can have it attached to the ceiling. So I'm gonna add the lips here anyway. Even though I think we've established this, they're not strictly functional. And I'll shave off. Place the lantern somewhere. I'll shave off like the extra pieces of it that just kind of get in the way. All right. going to keep a light source here. So the coffin is loaded. And now we need to load the bottom with charcoal. It also could be coke. And this is why I wanted the 2 charcoal doors, because it loads it up with 16 on either side. And you can't, if you have it enclosed like this, it keeps it, that looks really weird, but it keeps it from, it allows you to load both sides, and then it also keeps it from like spilling out or going somewhere you don't intend. So we have a 65 spare charcoal. We'll need obviously more. So my next task is to make more charcoal, and then I can take on viewer suggestions. So there's the lid. And we close the door. And all that is left to do, as far as I can remember, is to light it up. Coke is like processed coals. So there, the charcoal is on fire, burning, providing heat to the cementation furnace. And if you look at the top center, it's okay, it receives heat, and the carburization process is underway. We are making steel. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, which originally streamed live on Twitch, February 15th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that for this series I've asked for no backseating, so if you could respect that, that would be great. If you would like to join a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you next episode or upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.